Wyln TV 35. The area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. An early morning crash in one part of Carbon County Sunday destroyed an auto repair garage and apartment. It happened just after 3 a.m. Sunday on West Lizard Creek Road in East Penn Township. A 27-year-old driver from Whitehall was reportedly driving under the influence, struck a utility pole, which started the fire that destroyed McFarland's auto garage and the apartment upstairs. A family of 4 lived in the apartment and all got out okay, but were displaced as a result of the fire. Police are still investigating that early morning crash in Carbon County. Police in Bloomsburg are investigating an overnight crime wave to determine whether the 3 attacks are related. The earliest happened around 2:30 Saturday morning when a 16-year-old was walking his dog on the Rails to Trails path near Millville Road and was approached by what he described as 4 armed black men dressed in black. He was robbed of his cell phone, but luckily wasn't hurt. The most serious attack happened between 2:30 and 5:30 a.m. Saturday, when 3 black males reportedly broke into a college rental at 128 East 1st Street, ransacked it, and pistol-whipped a young man before stealing his cell phone and debit card. The victim managed to escape, ran down the street yelling for help, and was taken to the hospital for treatment of severe cuts and bruising to his face and upper body. The third incident involved the owner of a vehicle parked at the Bloomsburg Diner finding his car ransacked and items stolen very early Saturday. Police are asking for the public's help in identifying the suspects and would like those with surveillance cameras in these areas to contact them. Officials in Schuylkill County are asking the public to help locate a woman who failed to report to prison as ordered. 30-year-old Anita Marie George failed to surrender at the Schuylkill County Prison as required to begin serving her 6 to 23-month prison sentence, followed by 12 months probation. The original charge against George was felony delivery of a controlled substance. She's described as a white 5'10" female weighing about 150 pounds, with a last known address of 146 North Railroad Avenue in Frackville. Anyone with information on George's whereabouts is asked to call the DA's office or the Schuylkill County tip line. All information received will remain confidential. Luzerne County Council meets tomorrow evening, and filling a vacant seat on the council is part of the voting session. The seat had been held by Robert Schnee until he stepped down when he won the election for state representative. Council recently held interviews with the 11 Luzerne County Republicans interested in the seat, and one is expected to be named at that meeting. Also, Council is expected to discuss requests received for a portion of the American Rescue Plan money. Visit LuzerneCounty.org for information on how to attend the meeting remotely. Governor Tom Wolf and state lawmakers are launching into the busiest stretch of their year. These last weeks of June are vastly different this year than any other in memory because they have billions of extra dollars to spread around. Assembling a spending plan for the fiscal year starting July 1st will play out in the shadow of partisan fights over abortion rights and gun violence. The Democrat governor wants about $1.8 billion more for instruction, operation, and special education in public schools, or about 1/5 more. Republicans preach restraint, worrying over projections that the economy's heading for a slowdown. The deadline for older and disabled Pennsylvanians to apply for rebates on rent and property taxes paid in 2021 has been extended from June 30th to December 31st. Claimants of the property tax rent rebate program are encouraged to file their rebate applications online by visiting mypath.pa.gov. This online option was launched to make it easier for Pennsylvanians who annually benefit from the program to submit their applications. The program benefits eligible Pennsylvanians ages 65 and older, widows and widowers ages 50 and older, and people with disabilities age 18 and older. The income limit is $35,000 a year for homeowners and $15,000 annually for renters, and half of Social Security income is excluded. Rebates will be distributed beginning July 1st, as required by law. Three members of the State House announced today that they're starting the process of impeachment of Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner. Representatives Josh Kale, Torrin Ecker, and Tim O'Neill cited that there have been nearly 1,000 people injured or killed by gun violence in Philadelphia, with over 220 people murdered in the city since the beginning of this year. They're taking the action to ensure that the district attorneys enforcing the law in Philadelphia. The three are circulating a co-sponsorship memo for supporters of articles of impeachment that they hope to have completed in the near future. The Griffin Pond Animal Shelter will not be accepting any animals until further notice. A post on their Facebook page says they're at capacity and can no longer accept strays from the public or local police departments. They're also not accepting any owner surrenders. According to the post, it may be a week or two before they have cage space available again. To find out more about adopting an animal, visit griffinpondanimalshelter.com. A sweet trip for the summers located right here in Pennsylvania. Wyln's Mackenzie Ocker has the details.
Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development Acting Secretary Neil Weaver and others visited Perrydale Farm and Dairy in York County to kick off the 5th annual ice cream trail. As the temperatures rise, Pennsylvanians can cool down by visiting 30 creameries that make up the Scooped, an ice cream trail.
When you have a scoop of ice cream here, you can literally see the cows that are making the milk that made the ice cream. In today's world of supermarket half gallons and fast food chain desserts, what customers experience here is real, local, and farm-to-cone ice cream. Once you've had it, there's really nothing like it. And Perrydale is just one of the many creameries across Pennsylvania that make and serve ice cream this way.
The trail got its start in 2018 and is in partnership with PA Department of Agriculture and its PA Preferred Program, DCED's Tourism Office, and the Center for Dairy Excellence. By visiting the trail, Pennsylvanians can support the state's 5,200 dairy farm families and small businesses that benefit from them one scoop at a time.
People come to these creameries from other parts of the state or even out of state. And when they do, they're also eating at local restaurants, filling up gas at local stations, and shopping at local stores.
June is also National Dairy Month, and PA has the second largest of dairy farms in the United States and is nationally ranked 8th in milk production. PA's dairy industry provides more than 52,000 jobs and continues to be a leader in the production of ice cream, butter, and cheese.
The real story is found in the people, right? The folks who, for a generation and generations, have navigated through the ups and downs of economics, the ups and downs of dairy and consumer preference, the challenges of keeping family engaged in an economic enterprise from one generation to another.
The Commonwealth economically benefits from the dairy industry, which brings in $12.6 billion annually, as 99% of PA's dairy farms are family-owned.
It is all of these good ingredients come together to allow us to have an ice cream trail, to have us an economic enterprise that we have developed with this governor and team, to have an ag industry that sees a future here.
To plan your sweet trip and learn more about the participating creameries, head to visitpa.com/scooped. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Mackenzie Ocker.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Coming up on Wyln News, a bear sighting in the Electric City, plus details on when Luzerne County's rocking the river this year. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's Wyln forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
This is it, the don't miss, can't miss weekend of the year. It's NASCAR time at Pocono Raceway. And you gotta be there. This is summertime. This is racing. This is the place to be. This is Pocono. NASCAR weekend, July 22nd to 24th at Pocono Raceway. You gotta be there for this.
PennDOT will be closed in observance of Juneteenth. All PennDOT driver's license and photo centers, including its full-service center in Harrisburg, will be closed from Saturday, June 18th through Monday, June 20th, in observance of Juneteenth National Freedom Day. Customers can still obtain a variety of driver and vehicle products and services for free, 24/7 online at dmv.pa.gov. Motorists can also check conditions on major roadway miles by visiting 511pa.com, by calling 511, or by downloading the mobile app. Although bear sightings are more common in the fall, you can still see them around this time of year. A motorist was stopped at a light Sunday morning in downtown Scranton when they saw a bear cub. The cub ran off the curb outside of the State Building onto Lackawanna Avenue, then darted across the road onto Franklin Avenue before disappearing. If you ever encounter a bear, it's best to keep your distance and yell at it to leave. Giving the police or Game Commission a call is also recommended. According to the Pennsylvania Game Commission, black bear reports have increased since the 70s from 4,000 to 4 times as many this year. National touring roots rock act band out of NEPA, Cabinet, will headline this year's Rockin' the River in Wilkes-Barre. The event will take place July 29th as Southside 5 and Mike Miz and the Northeast Extension will also join the group. 2022's lineup was announced on April 28th, but due to contractual obligations, Cabinet's performance at Rockin' the River couldn't be announced until recently. The band previously headlined shows at the FM Kirby Center and Sherman Theater, and were founders of the former Susquehanna Breakdown Music Festival at Montage Mountain. The first Rockin' the River concert debuted in Wilkes-Barre July 2019, and thousands have gathered to enjoy great music and food for 3 Fridays in July since. For 61 years, many have come from far and wide to watch drivers tackle the Weatherly Hill Climb. WYLN brought you live coverage of this year's Spring Weatherly Hill Climb on Saturday. The course reaches up to 340 feet in elevation as it curves through tight turns named Boomerang, Devil's Hook, Hairpin, and Flying Dutchman on a mountainous path of asphalt. This past Saturday and Sunday brought in 72 drivers who took many solo runs on the road. The numbers for this year's race were significantly lower compared to other years. The twists and turns of the hill climb have brought many men and women both joy and disappointment. Each event weekend held annually in the spring and fall. Many factors such as air density, temperature, type of vehicle, and modifications can alter each person's race time. Coming up on Wilkes-Barre's News Choice, we talk Agnes in Community and You, plus who's leading the way this week. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on WYLN TV.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
Our dining experiences are, well, great. Check this out. When you visit us, you'll enjoy great cuisine from our homegrown restaurants. No matter what your taste, you'll savor our offerings. It's just one of the many unique experiences in the Poconos, where great dining choices are just the beginning. The Pocono Mountains, where delicious isn't just a word, it's our passion. Visit PoconoMountains.com.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
This is it. The don't miss, can't miss weekend of the year. It's NASCAR time at Pocono Raceway. And you gotta be there. This is summertime. This is racing. This is the place to be. This is Pocono. NASCAR weekend, July 22nd to 24th at Pocono Raceway. You gotta be there for this.
Welcome to Community and You. Today we are talking with Alan Stout. And Alan is with the Luzerne County Visitors Bureau, the executive director, but he has on his executive producer hat today because he is going to tell us about the film Agnes. What, 50 years on the 23rd of June?
Yeah, it's hard to believe for some people that have been around long enough to remember it, but June 23rd will mark the 50th anniversary of the Agnes flood of 1972. Which
now, you've put together a movie.
Yes, we did. We have a great team of people working on the film. It's myself. It's a gentleman named Tim Novotny, who is the director of the film and the editor. Bob Savakinas, who co-directed the film. And Tony Brooks from the Wilkes-Barre Preservation Society, who is our historical consultant. So it's something that we had actually tried to do a long time ago for the 40th anniversary. We did not get as far as we would have liked at the time. 2 years ago, Tim and Bob approached us, and Bob had remembered the project and said, we'd like to help you finish that. And we had some great meetings about 2 years ago, and it's been full steam ahead ever since. And now we've got a movie.
And it's an hour and a half, 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
And it's going to be shown at the Kirby.
Correct.
The FM Kirby Center.
Yeah, that's the place we had in mind all along that we wanted to show the film. It's right in the center of downtown Wilkes-Barre, obviously, which was very hard hit by Agnes. And it's actually in the movie. Well, there's some shots of the Kirby underwater in the documentary. And so for people to be sitting there on the anniversary of the flood and see some of those images, I think will probably create a pretty unique feeling.
And one of the other things I think that makes this movie so genuine and unique is the footage that you were able to use.
Yeah, I mean, that was really a wonderful community effort. There were 4 books published on Agnes after the flood. All those folks donated their pictures to the documentary. Some of the people that actually may have took those photographs may have passed, but we got in touch with their descendants, whoever, if it was their mother or father who put out the book. And the local TV stations gave us their video as well. We acquired some network footage, which has never been seen before. We did about 10 new interviews with people throughout the community that maybe had a role in Agnes or had a historical perspective. And so it's all there. I mean, it's radio broadcasts from 72, from the old WARM radio.
Yeah.
And so between the local TV stations, the network footage, the photographs, the interviews, the radio broadcasts, we feel it's a documentary on Agnes. It's really a type that's never really been done before.
And you mentioned WARM. They had a record.
Yes.
River on a Rampage.
That's what we wound up using.
Yeah.
There was some great, there was a couple of interviews on there that we used over some images, and there were also some dialogue between a helicopter pilot describing what he had seen. And so if you listen to that on the record, it's pretty amazing to begin with, but then you marry what he's describing with photographs on the screen in the documentary, and so it really makes you feel like you're flying there 50 years ago looking over everything with him.
Amazing. And you're not only the executive producer, but you're also narrating.
Yes, I did. I've been on the radio for quite a while in northeastern Pennsylvania doing a weekly radio show, and so I'm not that uncomfortable behind the microphone. And so, since the directors asked me to write it, I guess it kind of felt natural, because if you're writing it in your tone. You know what inflections you want and how the film should, at least that part. I mean, Tim and Bob, they made the movie into a movie. I wrote the movie and provided pictures and video. They're the ones that turned it into an actual film. But just knowing the tone that it should have, I guess it felt natural. If you're writing it and you pool all the resources together and you kind of have an idea of how the story should go, maybe you should narrate it too instead of passing that on. Plus, we're a small team. And,
right. Well, everybody does everything.
Yeah. It was easier to move it along too.
And amazing that the first showing, 2 shows, sold out.
Yeah, the first show was sold out within like a couple of days. That's the one on the 23rd. We had no plan to do another one. We didn't know it would be that popular. Kind of had a feeling, because we have a Facebook page with 20-some thousand followers on it. And there were a lot of people supporting the film. But for it to have sold out in a couple of days, it was sort of an eye-opening for us too as to how many people are interested in this. So we reached out to the Kirby, and we were able to add 2 shows on the 29th. One at 1 o'clock, which we thought would be real nice for retirees, stay-at-home parents. Kids will be out of school. Take them to a matinee, so to speak, at the Kirby and see the film in the afternoon. And then there's a 7:30 show. And tickets are still available for both of those shows.
And you can get those at the Kirby box office.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Alan, congratulations. What a work. 10 years in the making or more.
Yeah, it was a long time. It was a long road. But thanks to, our team and the support of the community particularly, and the people that stepped up to tell stories and donate video and home videos and pictures, we finished the film for the 50th anniversary, and we really think it'll be something that the community will be proud of. The heroes of the movie are the people.
Right.
They really are.
And you for being able to bring it all together.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you, Alan, for joining us today on Community and You. And don't forget, Agnes.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Memberships are available at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. The new upgrades will leave you with a distinctive and unique experience unlike any other venue in Northeast PA. Call Frank Gradis 570-233-5328. Email vccpro@thevalleycountryclub.com.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Jura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Things have changed for all of us, but luckily the Pocono Mountains and everything it has to offer is still here. Just climb our mountains, get lost in our forests and trails, or stroll along our shores. Even try our light and sunny breezes. It's the best way to rejuvenate yourself, and it's older than, well, the hills. We've always been here. You and your family's safety is our first priority, and it always will be. Feel the comfort again when you visit the Pocono Mountains. Find us at PoconoMountains.com.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Bryn Kovalik's leading the way to kick off this week's series.
Welcome to Leading the Way, and this week we are spending it with Bryn Kovalik. Now, Bryn is a special education teacher at Graham Academy in Kingston, and we'll find out more about that. Bryn, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. And during the week, we like to find out who are community leaders, how they got to be where they are now. So I know you're a teacher, so let's take Bryn back to when she was just starting out in school. Where did you grow up?
I lived in Dallas, grew up in Dallas, graduated from Dallas High School. Been there most of my life, loved the area, still am there right now, so yeah.
Now, when you're talking about growing up, was there a time when you said, I really want to be a teacher?
I never said I wanted to be a teacher. I hated going to school. But in 12th grade, I had a teacher, Mr. Priest. The one day he said to me, he goes, you would be an excellent teacher. And he was always one of my favorite teachers at Dallas High School, and that's where it all took off, him saying that.
Just like that?
One teacher that believed in me, yeah.
Okay, so now you're getting out of high school, you're going to college. You get to college and you say...
I say I'm going to go for education, but when I first got out of school, I wasn't focused. I don't know, I wasn't driven to go into education, and then I ended up going to business for a business degree. And then finally, when I worked at King's College Early Learning Center, and there was students in the class that had special needs, and I said, I need to go back. I need to do this, and ever since then, it's been special education the whole time. Yeah.
See, and that's one of the reasons why we like to get to know people, because it takes a journey to get where you are today. And you won a recent award because Teacher of the Year. Can you believe that? Which is wonderful.
Thank you.
And again, as you were going through all this transition, and you mentioned going to King's College with the Early Learning Center there. What was your impression of all that? Was it just, okay, I'm here now, I'm going to do this, or I still,
I didn't really know what route I wanted to take, but then I just started noticing that the kids that had the special needs didn't have all the support that they needed. But I knew then is when that's why I wanted to do it, because I wanted to be that person that provided that support. And some of these kids get thrown under the radar for such a long time, and now I'm able to provide that support for those kids and help them, and there's no turning back. Still, there's no turning back. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to continue our week with Bryn and find out more about how she got where she is at Graham Academy tomorrow on Leading the Way.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.